Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. So I'm here with a dream. At first, I thought this dream was nonsense and that it wasn't going to be shared. But God said, nonsense what? Nonsense who? This is, you better share it. So here we are. In this dream, I was sitting in the garage. And I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting in the garage, minding my business, out of nowhere. And the crazy thing about it, the door was closed. And a cat came from in the house into the garage and just came up next to me. And I was like, oh, hey, little kitty. And I gave it something to eat. And it ate. And then it left. And I was like, all right. Then another cat came in. And I'm like, where are these cats coming from? And I would, give y'all some questions. My mama don't like cats. My mama don't like dogs. My mama don't like no pets of any kind. And like, you know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, I had a bird that passed because my mother cut the AC off and my bird couldn't breathe. My father was not happy about that. He spent a good penny on my little bird. And you know what I'm saying? At that time, I didn't even understand how much more expensive birds were than normal pets. It was not a normal pet. And you know what I'm saying? He went all out with the cage and everything. After that, he did give me another bird, but he kept it at his house until, he didn't no more. I think he sold it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyways, I had fish. The fish didn't make it. Every time my mom would help me cleaning the bowl out, the fish like somehow some way end up down the sink, okay, down the drain. It was just so difficult. But as an adult, I had I had this little this one cat when I was like, what was I, 18, 19? I had a little dog that my friend that passed away gave me when I was about 18. I had the cat that I took with me to the desert, and I had the dog that me and my ex-husband had going on, my little snake. Anywho, I'm wondering where these pets is coming from. I wonder where the cat, like, where are these cats coming from? And the cats, one thing I also noticed is they look sickly. You know what I'm saying? Because meanwhile, there's nothing wrong with a cat being kind of slim. You know what I'm saying? Because they are active. But at the same time, they ain't supposed to be too. It looked like this cat was starving. You know what I'm saying? And the cat, when I saw it, I was like, oh, come here, baby. Let me give you something to eat. And you know what I'm saying? I had this time, the first time that the other cat came, I had like some kind of, like what you would call wet food for pets. And the second time I had like the little kibbles and bits type stuff. And if the cat looked at it, it didn't want that. And it just walked kind of to the corner of the garage, and it just sat there and it was staring out. And I was like, this is weird. Why is this cat here? What is this cat doing? And once again, I assumed, after having this dream, that it was nonsense and it wasn't to be shared. But God, so let's see what's going on. The scripture comes from Sirach 39 and 28. There are winds that are created for vengeance, and in their fury, their scourges lay on heavily. In the time of consummation, they pour out their strength and will appease the wrath of him that made them. So God said, sometimes we don't even be realizing when God is seeking vengeance for us. Because for us, it just feels like it's calm, like every day. Like just how I said this dream, I felt like it was just a dream. You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes God will just send me a little dream and it's a cool little dream. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I may remember bits and pieces of it, and sometimes I don't remember at all. And that's just what it was, just peaceful sleep. But God said it's a message here. And the message is sometimes, like, I was talking about this a little bit yesterday about, how God said vengeance belongs to him. And we have to understand, when people feel as though they want to take their vengeance in their own hands, they getting in. Not only can you be getting in God's way, but you can also be causing God to not go after the person that you feel did you wrong, and for him to actually turn around and go after you. And sometimes we as people don't know everything. We don't see everything. We don't know the reason why people do certain things. We don't know if somebody did something intentionally or if it was an accident. We don't know any of these things. And because we don't know these things, we have to understand that God will always handle it. Because he do know. And I just feel like, so for somebody, this is someone, you just carry on with your day like it's a normal day. Just relax, chilling. You know what I'm saying? You steady being your kind self. You steady being your generous self. And you still being the loving person that you are. You don't even realize that God is seeking vengeance for you right now. You can't feel the winds of God's fury. You cannot feel the anger of God's wrath. Obviously, because you didn't do anything. And this is somebody, even with you not doing anything, it's to such an extent, you don't even be realizing when people mean you harm. You don't even realize when somebody is being wicked, when somebody is being evil. You don't even peep it. But God said he peep it every time. And he knows to what extent what they were trying to do, how they were trying to hurt you, what they was this, that, and the third. Some people believe that the only way that somebody can mean you harm, the only kind of harm that God acknowledges is when somebody physically hurts you. No, baby. God acknowledges when whenever somebody makes you cry, somebody breaks your heart, somebody steals something that's yours, somebody's trying to take I hear missed opportunities for somebody. Somebody deliberately trying to cause you hurt and cause you pain. Even when it comes to some people that have very rough upbringings. They, you know what I'm saying? The stolen innocence of a child. Because and one thing you realize when you become an adult is you only get to be a child once. You don't get to go back to that. And it is very sad. I just feel like it is more of a mourning situation to see a child going through certain things. Because they don't get to be a child. They don't, like, you only get that one chance to be a child. You like, and that's just what it is. And it's not to say that adults can't play outside, but typically if they are, it's with their kids. It's not a situation where they just, you know what I'm saying, they don't get the opportunity to be a kid again. God said for somebody, there are certain things that happen to you and you ain't even realize what was going on. Sometimes it's a situation where you didn't even realize somebody meant you some kind of harm. You didn't realize they did it on purpose. It was maliciously done. It's like this is something that was done I just feel like out of hate, out of anger, regardless to if you even deserved it. And that's why, once again, like I said when I began the message, you got to be careful when you think you about to seek vengeance for yourself. Because a pity to you, woe to you, if you think you seeking vengeance on somebody and they didn't do nothing to you. Now, guess what? God was going to seek vengeance for whatever it is you had going on with the correct party. But because you decided that you was going to punish this person for what that person did, now God has stopped that and he coming after you. And that's what it is. Like, this is somebody you got in the middle. Somebody then threw you in the middle of something that ain't even have nothing to do with you. You ain't did nothing to nobody. And, you know, even as I talk about, you know, because I'm being led to talk about children so much, for some people, you was just simply a child, just literally existing, just trying to make your way, and you got thrown into stuff that don't have nothing to do with you. It's some people that they just be trying to live their child life, their best child life, just trying to, you know what I'm saying, enjoy being a child, doing kid stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm being reminded of Kevin Hart in his joke where he said, you know, kids just be doing stuff. He's been doing stuff, and that's what they supposed to do. And adults, grown people, will come and start trying to cause problems for kids. Start trying to cause bad things to happen to them. Mistreating them. Being nasty and mean towards them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen teachers that mistreat their students. You know what I'm saying? It's parents, siblings, family, friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how some grown people, like, therapy. Seriously. Therapy. Therapy. And 9 out of 10 mad at somebody from their childhood, but instead of them getting at that person, they want to attack somebody else. That's crazy. It is. It is, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Even as I think about what I'm being reminded of, even with what me, my son, father been through, I don't take nothing that his daddy done, did, will do, none of that against my son, because he ain't got nothing to do with that. He can't make his daddy do nothing. He don't have no control over him. And that's just what it is. But I know I'm not finna punish my baby because of anything that his father does. I don't want his life to be, you know what I'm saying? But nah. But there are people that do that. I'm being reminded of that movie. What was the name of that movie? Madea Family Reunion, where it come out at one of the sisters' wedding that the mom forced the older sister to sleep with their stepdad, and then she started saying that it was her fault, and she had to do what she had to do, and it's not she, what can she do, because the older sister's father was so terrible, and he didn't help, and he was in and out of jail, he was this, that, and the third, and it's like, baby, they ain't got nothing to do with her. You know, I'm saying, what they got to do with her? She wasn't even thought of yet when the mama decided that she was going to lay down with that man. So how's she going to get mad at the baby that is the result of her actions? It's ridiculous. And if anybody watching me like this, like you do your kids like this, shame on you. That ain't right. They ain't got nothing to do with that. And it's really sad. I feel so emotional talking about this. What's really sad is you have so much hate for this other person that you don't even see that the biggest piece of you is in that child. You don't even see the you that's in the child. You just hate them so much because all you can think about is that person that hurt you. And instead of you taking out your anger on who you should take it out on, you trying to take it out on this child. You out of line, out of order. Hoo-wee. Anyways, but God said for somebody, it's stuff you've been going through. It's things that you had to deal with. You ain't even understand. You ain't even know why. I just feel like you ain't even been blaming nobody. You ain't even been blaming nobody. You haven't blamed nobody for nothing, none of this stuff. But God said he see everything. And it's some stuff that you don't even understand that's going on. You don't even see that somebody is just deliberately doing stuff and causing problems for you. You ain't even do nothing to them. They mad at somebody else. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that is just so ridiculous. It is. You know what I'm saying? And it's a saying that we say down here, you know what I'm saying, about people that just be saying stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't directed, it ain't respected. I feel like in this situation right here, I feel like it is so weak for somebody to feel if they attack somebody that don't have nothing to do with nothing, that they feel better about themselves. They feel like they got some power. Okay, so you feel more powerful than this person because now you make them feel how you felt. How about you take your power back from the person that hurt you? If you so big and bad, go to them directly. Why are you going around causing more pain? Why would you go about it causing more hurt? Like I said, some people, they need therapy. From a psychiatrist, a psychologist, somebody need therapy. To talk about the things that they went through. Because it don't make no sense. We already know hurt people. And it don't make no sense for you to see somebody just minding their business, just doing their thing, just trying to make a way, and you deliberately run up and stick your foot out to trip them because such and such did it to you back there. What they got to do with them? Nothing. Ridiculous. Whew, that's the best. Oh, dang. Like I said, I didn't even think this was a message. I thought this was just I wasn't expecting this kind of message to come out at all. I see why God told me to put my rap on, okay? But anywho, yeah. God said, and for somebody, you don't even know that somebody been doing this. You don't even know who. You don't even know what's going on, baby. God said, but he do. He see it. He saw it. And he is getting them. Regardless if they want to acknowledge it or not. And it's crazy because sometimes people will start blaming you for things happening to them. And then they carry on messing with you. Not realizing it may, in a sense, it is kind of your fault that certain things happen, the retaliation that God is putting on them. But at the same time, it's their fault because they shouldn't have messed with you in the first place. If they would have never messed with you, they wouldn't have to deal with God retaliating. They wouldn't have to deal with the wrath. Now, if they decide that they're going to carry on messing with you, guess what? They're going to receive more wrath. But this is somebody that don't want to acknowledge they started it. God said, no, he is not about to allow them to get you back for something somebody else did. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Why in the world should you be punished because somebody did something to them years ago? That's just like somebody that decide they had a crush on such and such all throughout school, but such and such didn't like them. They grow up, they get themselves together, they meet somebody that look very similar to such and such, and they decide that they gonna break that person's heart on purpose because they look like such and such, and they want to be able to get such and such back. Such and such is somewhere across the country, then got married, had kids, and living their life. They don't even know about this going on. It don't make sense. It's stupid. It's foolish. It's unnecessary. It's childish. This somebody that need help mentally. And then the craziest thing about it, I feel like out of all of that, whoever this is that you being picked on, somebody keep messing with you, somebody keep doing this and trying to punish you for something you ain't even do. You don't even notice what's going on around you. You don't even realize it. You can't feel the winds. Whatever it is that they doing doesn't affect you. And it's kind of like this is somebody that think that you going back and forth with them. That's just like when witches be steady trying to send stuff to you and attack you. And they really think you fighting with them, but they fighting with themselves because every time they send you something, God send it right back. And they think y'all in a full-blown battle. God said you sitting around somewhere with your feet kicked up, minding your business. You don't even know that this is going on. And the more they keep on trying to attack you, the more they gonna feel it. They ain't hurt nobody but themselves. Is what is so crazy about it. The wildest part of it. They really think they doing you something. God said they ain't doing nothing to you. And, like everybody have good days and bad days. Everybody go through things every now and again. But when it really comes down to it, this person is having no effect in any shape, form, or fashion on your life. They ain't doing nothing but messing themselves up. Anytime something bad happens to you, you learn a lesson and move up a level in the school that we are living in, and that is this world. That's it. You have lessons just like everybody else. But they don't see it that way. They think every time something bad happened to you that they finally got you. Until they feel whatever it is they sent to you come right back towards them. God said they ain't like, this is somebody they really feel like they have the power to destroy you and they don't. And they really think if they destroy you that they have destroyed whoever hurt them. And it's not. Whoever did whatever is living their life somewhere. If they still, are living, they somewhere minding their business. And the crazy thing is, you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, a lot of this is therapy. Somebody need therapy. Seriously. They need to go and talk to somebody. Anyways, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.